What did we learn from pre-season F1 testing? With only 3 days of pre-season testing this year, the teams had to fit a huge amount of work into a small time frame. This means anything but smooth sailing could spell problems going into the new season. And you know who struggled? Aston Martin and do I dare make assumptions from pre-season testing? Mercedes? Here are 5 big talking points taken from testing, and yes, I'm sure at least one of you in the comments will call us mugs for believing some of the things we see in testing. Should we be concerned about Mercedes? The W12 looks like a challenging beast to tame. One of the biggest shocks from the test came in the final hour of Sunday's running, when Lewis Hamilton spun whilst trying to start a hot lap. Yes, you heard me right, trying to start a flying lap. That's something I thought I only did playing the F1 game. From onboard you can see the Mercedes isn't dialed in and is a struggle to drive, with constant corrections being made whilst on a lap. I don't actually remember Lewis Hamilton having to make any correction for the last 7 years, to be honest. Gearbox issues also plagued the team on the first day of testing, only setting 48 laps, the worst of any team that day. Hamilton also brought out the red flags on Saturday, beaching his car in the gravel, which is an uncharacteristic mistake from the 7-time world champ. However, it wasn't all doom and gloom, as his teammate Valtteri Bottas did set the quickest time of the day hours later. Now, I've seen sandbagging over the years in Formula 1, and I can almost guarantee that Mercedes will still challenge for the win in round 1, but that car isn't dialed in by any stretch at the moment. McLaren's new Mercedes power unit. Things look promising for McLaren, who have opted to change engine supplier from Renault to Mercedes this year. We've seen before just how bad it can be when McLaren makes a move to other power unit suppliers, McLaren Honda flashbacks, but this new partnership seems to be off to a strong start. There's also plenty of chatter about McLaren's clever way of getting around the diffuser restrictions on their new car. Honda power is looking promising. I know we just bantered about Honda engines and partnerships not working, but Red Bull and AlphaTauri seem to get off to a great start if their pre-season testing is anything to go by. Despite the odd moment when Sergio Perez's engine cover just obliterated into a million pieces down the start-finish straight on Saturday, the Red Bull team seemed to have a fairly consistent and solid 3 days of testing. Max Verstappen also topped both the first and third day of testing in Sakhir, but timings mean nothing, we think. Over at the sister team AlphaTauri, Yuki Tsunoda was looking pretty damn confident, setting some saucy lap times on Sunday afternoon on the C5 tyre. The young Japanese driver is new to the sport for 2021 and looks impressively quick, which we all knew was possible after seeing him in F2 last season. Seb and Aston Martin have a challenging start. Most racing fans want nothing more than for Aston Martin to be competitive this season. With Sebastian Vettel fleeing the poison chalice of Ferrari, we're all rooting for the team to be competitive from the start, considering such a solid baseline from last year's Racing Point. Unfortunately, that dream is currently on hold. Sebastian Vettel was struck with several issues during his allocated time in the car, only completing a pretty dreadful 117 laps. Saturday's run saw Seb stuck in the garage with gearbox issues, and then the dreaded black screens of doom came out again on Sunday afternoon, and that meant his session was over. Who did the most laps? Over the 3-day test, the midfield drivers and teams seemed to shine, whilst big names like Mercedes and Aston Martin struggled. I know we're not supposed to take anything from testing, but mileage can always be an interesting insight into how a car is working. Mercedes being the team to complete the fewest laps is definitely a sign that we could, and I say could, have an interesting season ahead. What was the main point you took from F1 testing? Let us know in the comment section below.